Hey, what's up, man? Do you want me to tell you the truth? You have an ultimate self. Oh man, you've got an ultimate version of you, and you're scared to fully be it. You're scared to transform into that person. And I know because I've done this, and I have this. There's a version of me that shows up so powerfully that I'm almost afraid to be that guy because it freaks my ego out. It's like, dude, whoa, it's intense. Whereas when I drop my fear and I be that ultimate self, I feel like myself. I know it's who I am. I know it's myself that is hooked up to the universe, connected to God. This is my true self. And I want to speak from this place to unlock your true self because it's within you too, right? It's tricky, man, because a lot of people don't speak about this sort of high level stuff because they haven't really awakened it. They haven't unlocked it. Or is it within me, man? It's my being. It's who the fuck I am. So check this out. Notice that there's a person that you know you can be. And I know people say that, but I really want you to think about this. Notice there's a person you visualize. Maybe if you let yourself think big, you know there's someone there. Who is that person? Bring it to mind. Bring it to mind. You probably don't let yourself do this too much because you've probably got like a path that you're treading down. This is way bigger than that. This is a much bigger game. Who could you be? Let's say you could be anyone, genuinely. Who would you be? I'll share, if it's helpful, I'll share who I know I am and who I can be. The person that I know I can be is absolutely awesome. Awesome is one of my favorite words. And for me, to be my ultimate self, I embody awesome. I'm fucking awesome. When I work out, I feel fucking awesome. When I speak, I feel fucking awesome. This is my ultimate self. What's yours, man? What is yours? And you've got to think way bigger. Whatever you're thinking right now, man, I promise you it's small. It's way too small. Scrap that, go again, visualize. Who are you thinking of? And I'm dead serious, man. This isn't some like motivational speech thing. It's like, genuinely, who's your ultimate self? I want to know. It's within you. If you keep following my work, you're going to start being your ultimate self. I used to make the distinction between highest self and highest self. Like the highest self that you can be. Highest self being the self that is always transcendent of your ego. But we're talking about the highest character you can be here. And of course, if you really want to go for it, it's a fusion. It's a mixture of your highest character and also your highest self. Really, it's just one. Who is this spiritually integrated being that you can be? Because if you follow my work, man, you know that the ultimate version of you, it's not just like a really high level ego, a really confident person, a really developed person. No. They're really fucking spiritually awake and connected and developed. The reason this work we're doing here is special is because we've got that spirituality as well. Most people don't have the spiritual component. They stay at that sort of tier 1 level, spiral dynamics. They stay in the world. They stay focused on material things. We go beyond that. Because that's where you go. If you want to really do the whole thing, all of the work, you go all the way. And you get serious about the spiritual stuff too. So your ultimate self. Let yourself think about this person. And then get this ready. What would they do today? How would they walk, talk, and act? For the past 4 days, as soon as I had this shift in myself, literally just a couple of days ago, I really had a shift. For the past 4 days, I've been being this guy. When I travel, when I go places, I'm being this guy. When I look at myself in the mirror, I look and I'm proud of myself. I'm like, yeah, you're the fucking guy. Because that's who I'm being. How would they speak? That version of you, would they be, for me it's important for my highest self to be loving. When I speak to people, I hold space for them. I listen to them deeply. I care about them. I drop myself so I can be with them. Also, in terms of how I talk to myself, I don't bullshit myself. My ultimate self is firm. As I'm showing it a bit here, it's quite firm. Right? How I speak to myself, I don't listen to that negative, negative Nancy. I don't listen to that negative ego voice. The only voice that I want to listen to is this ultimate self voice. That's the only voice that I care about, because it's the only voice that's true. Right? You can suss this out via intuition. Just ask yourself intuitively, what is really me? What is really me? And if you genuinely answer that with your intuition, the answer that you'll get is only this ultimate self. The current version of you, dude, it's barely 5%. It's barely 5%. You can play a much bigger game here by stepping into your ultimate self. And it's going to freak you out a little bit. It's going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially at first. Because you're very, very used to being your old self, your kind of safe self, the kind of ego that gets by, that does enough, maybe does self-development work, maybe does spiritual work, but kind of just does it, meh, doesn't really test themselves or challenge themselves to be that, ultimate self. Well, here's an invitation for you then. Decide to be your ultimate self. The minute that I decided to be my ultimate self, a huge weight was dropped off my shoulders. Ah, thank God. I can finally be my ultimate self. I can finally be who I am. I can finally be that real potential that I know is there, that I want to actualize. I want to be that so bad. I know I can be it. Why not change the narrative and start being it right now? Why wait? One of the things I'm learning from my mentor is this. There's a big difference between waiting and creating. You can create yourself to be this person right now. This ultimate self is always available, man. Literally any time. However, I'll say this. The way that I got there is by purifying my state, by applying discipline, by moving myself out of my own way. I couldn't be a billion miles near pornography to be this ultimate self. It's just not part of my life anymore. My ultimate self is only accessible to me when I move out of my own way. Because when I'm in my own way, I've got this whole ego to be concerned about. It's blocking the way. I can't get through. Whereas when I apply discipline, I shift that out of the way, face the truth, face reality, stop escaping reality, and look at myself honestly, then we can start playing. We can start playing in the realm of, okay, cool, now let's get you into your ultimate self. Because a lot of people, man, they stay in the, I'm in my own way, let me now spend a couple of weeks or months getting out of my own way. Can I be honest? That's a very small game. It's very repetitive. It's very low vibration. Once you've had enough of that, like I had, you say, okay, I'm going to take care of this shit. I'm going to do the basics. I'm going to remove pornography from my life. I'm going to have no lust in my mind. I'm going to focus. I'm going to have a clean diet. I'm going to work out. I'm going to get good sleep. I'm going to have good relationships. I'm going to go outside each day. And now, because I've taken care of those things, I'm going to be my fucking ultimate self. Because why else would you be doing this work? We know that we're headed toward enlightenment and higher consciousness and awakening. But on the way, why don't we become the ultimate self in the world, in the relative sense of self? And again, as mentioned earlier, you can bring in that higher self as well. In fact, really, that is the only way we're going to do this. We intentionally go into the spiritual levels of development because this ultimate self, it integrates spirituality, it integrates higher consciousness. Your ultimate self is damn high consciousness. It's cool, it's detached, it's easy. It flows with life. It comes from being. Not many people will tell you this because their ultimate self, their notion of ultimate self, and also their experience of ultimate self, where they have got to in themselves, is limited. Maybe they haven't integrated higher consciousness. Maybe they haven't had awakenings. Because most people, they can only take you as far as they have gone. And most people, man, they tend to stop at a worldly level. They stop at, strong development of ego, life, success, material development. But what about tier 2? What about tier 2 of spiral dynamics? What about all of this juicy, spiritual high consciousness stuff? All I'm going to say is your ultimate self, it goes all the way up the spiral. It doesn't stop anywhere. It goes all the way, okay? So this is why it's really important that we mention the importance of weaving in your higher self. Because your ultimate self, again, it's way, way, way bigger and more awesome and more integrated than you think. So here's what I recommend. Stop playing around. Get out of your own way. Become your ultimate self. And do the things that your ultimate self would do. Start thinking like them. Start talking like them. Start acting like them. Start going to sleep like them. Start exercising like them. Right? You want to show up in the world as this ultimate self. And the truth is, once you've moved out of your own way, you can be this. Don't limit yourself by thinking you need to develop yourself for years and years. You can just do this right now if you want. Cool. Final thing is this. If you actually want to do this, man, and you don't want to just watch these videos, you actually want to do this, you can work with me one-to-one. I offer coaching, but if you're really, really serious, if you just want to get, a fast track to this stuff, man, you can jump on my mentorship. If you're interested, the link is in the description. I'll leave it with you. But, if you really want this, you know what to do. Okay, man, that is it for me. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Be your ultimate self, and